Oh, you know what I wrote on? I forgot. So when I do the pre-show and the theme song, they kind of overlap in the actual recording. I wasn't paying attention, but I noticed that when I was trying to put together the last episode.
Yeah.
If you listen, like the pre-show has music.
Yeah.
And when I start the theme song, it doesn't override it. So I kind of fucked that up again. But anyway, hey. What's going on? Happy Monday.
What up? What up? Rocks in the building.
Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Oh, shoot. And it's still playing. That's crazy. Yeah, I got to figure out how to get that to turn off. But, what's going on? Happy Monday. It's been a minute. It's been a couple of weeks. What's new? What's your, I guess, rose and thorn of the summer so far?
The summer?
I mean, because how long ago? Because it's been more than a week, no? When was the last time? I know we did a show after the Knicks one.
Yeah.
But I feel like that was the last show.
Yeah. Okay, so the summer so far up until this point.
I guess July up until this point, cause that was June, so I would say up July up until now. What's your rose and thorn?
All right, so rose, I would say since the Knicks won a championship, I would say like New York this summer has been pretty dope so far.
Okay.
I know you was prophesizing saying like we gonna be outside and shit after they won, and yeah, that's definitely happened. Like been going
for
out here and there.
Sure.
And of course, you know the Jay-Z concert.
Yes. I will say my rose of July so far has definitely been like just a continuation of the outside activities.
Yeah.
Jay-Z did 3 nights at Yankee Stadium because Reasonable Doubt turned 30. What was the one that turned 25? Blueprint was 25.
And then it was extra innings as the third show.
And then, the third show being the quote-unquote extra innings. And, I mean, let me just say, no tea, no shade, but I feel like the first night was the best night. I'm sorry. I don't know what y'all had going on Saturday. Nobody was really talking about it. I kind of heard Eminem was there. I saw a couple of clips of that. I heard Pharrell was there. Saw a couple of clips of that. Wasn't really trying to compare and contrast, but yesterday, I was 4 hours late starting. Like that's already
to be honest,
bad.
To be honest, that's not a bad thing. That is a great thing in the long run.
Why?
And that's why I would say because of that would be the best. The third show would be the best show.
Why is that?
Everybody that was there that night that had to deal with that shit, they gonna talk about this shit from like decades from now and shit. Saying like, yo, I was here when this happened and all that. So like, the fact that it was a 4-hour delay and the show started until 12 and the show was rocking until 4 in the morning, to me that's the best show. And then he played the same songs from the first 2 nights as well. And of course he brought in Beyonce and Rihanna.
It don't matter. We saw Beyonce first, and I mean bringing in Rihanna. Yes, I was a little jealous about that. But I did call it. I called him bringing out Eminem, and I called him bringing out Rihanna. But I will say that just overall experience, the first night kind of went off without a hitch. Like there were little hiccups because they knew the logistics of like getting people into the stadium was difficult that day because they didn't even like security was very lax. Like as long as you didn't really beep going through the detector, they wasn't looking in bags, they wasn't checking pockets, they wasn't really doing much of anything. So for all the people that was in there smoking heavy, if you snuck snacks in there, if you snuck liquor in there, whatever the case may be, niggas got they shit off. But I will say, like, as far as like the start time, the run time of the show, everything like going up. The only I guess like hiccup that he had for show number one was, I guess he was doing like his tribute to his mom, and the orchestra was like playing, and he was like, "Oh no, y'all not about to play over my tribute," and then he kept going off script on the first night because I guess they had like a certain set that they rehearsed.
Yeah.
But he kept like making adjustments in the middle. But
that sounds impressive as fuck, especially as a performer.
But yeah, I don't know. That starting 4 hours late shit would have blew me. I can't even hold you. That would have blew me. Like, oh, I would have been so annoyed.
Nah, you're 100% right, because a lot of people did leave, especially in the suite that I was in. There was a couple of coworkers that left. But then, like...
Well, that don't count, because when people get shit for free, they don't appreciate it. So that's
True.
not... I'm not really jacking
like,
that, but...
Like, I wasn't upset about it because I'm in the Bronx, for one.
That's fair.
I was gonna be remote the next day anyways.
That's fair.
Like, so I knew I was gonna get a show either way. And then once he got on stage at 12 a.m., that shit was rocking.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know how I would have recovered for 4 hours. Because, again, you're in Yankee Stadium. Everything is expensive. So that means if you're trying to get drinks to keep yourself preoccupied, that's going to run it up. If you get food and then you eat and then you sit there for 4 hours and now you hungry again, that's going to be more money. Like, that's a little much. That would have blew me. I'm not even going to hold you. But
I do agree with... I will agree with you on night one to some degree, because he brought out Nas. Like
Period.
For my bias, two of the greatest rappers of all time.
Period.
But
Beyonce being opening song, first guest, first song, hands down beats it. The outfit she had on, amazing. She looked amazing. Yeah, coming out with Nas, that was what you call it.
That was monumental.
And I'm so mad that's the one story that didn't post on Instagram, because I don't have no space on my phone. I guess I didn't have enough service, and so it didn't. And my phone did end up dying halfway through the night. Yeah. So that was the one story that didn't post, was him and Nas, and I'm so upset. I got him and B. I got I missed the freestyle. I realized that I ended up missing the freestyle because I saw clips of it and I was like, when the hell did he do this?
No, yeah, you missed that. But I was going to talk more about night 3 too, like the people he also bought. He bought in clips too with Pharrell. I think that was a big deal.
I guess.
It's a big deal because they went from dropping a fire album from last year to going to Yankee Stadium. That's a big thing for them, and them being on there. Okay. And also you got Beyonce and Rihanna, two of the biggest black pop stars of our era, pretty much, in one night. And then who else? Usher doing Heart of the City. He killed that shit. The only thing I knock, and it's not the 4-hour wait, is Tiana Taylor doing Can't Not the Hustle.
Oh.
She's no hate to her. I love Tiana Taylor, great singer, great artist, but that wasn't for her, in my opinion, for me. You know, like, but I get it. Mary J. Blige couldn't be there, but I feel like that's the only thing that didn't land for me as far as the show goes. But Jay-Z overall, as a rap performer, no back-end vocals or anything like that, especially at 56 years old at the health that he's at right now.
I will say he was in great health. Like, he kept up with all of his songs. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't too much background tracks. Like, the mics was on.
You know, there was no background tracks at all.
And I definitely was like, that's pretty awesome. I mean, but I said the same thing about a lot of people. Like, when I went to see 50 for the last lap tour, I thought that he did really well. All of his costume changes, all of his, choreography and shit he had going on. Like, some of these older guys, I will say, like, they really are showing it's not just
it's not a young man's genre.
Right.
Because that's the biggest thing that, like, hip hop fans criticize the most. That, like, they don't want to fuck with you when you're older. Where people like Nas, Eminem, Clips, Jay-Z, for example, who are in their 50s, still rapping at an elite level like they was 20 years old or some shit, you know? So them performing at this elite level is pretty impressive.
No, I mean, I'm not even gonna hold you. I had a great time at night one. You know, shout out to all them people who got in on night 3 without no tickets. I wish I wish I had the balls to do shit like that. Like, well, let me not say that, because I do be showing up places and I always do tend to finesse my way into stuff. But it's just certain things, like when it comes to like crowds like that, where it's just like so unmanageable. Because like even with night number 1, like I said, like the logistics of getting into the stadium was so crazy that a lot of the lines, like for your actual section, so like for my section, we had either gate 2 or gate 6, which now that I think about it, I don't know how that worked out, but because we went in on gate 2 and then came out on gate 6. How, I don't know. And it was like other gates that was in between it, but whatever. The logistics of how the inside works is not my business. But it was like standing on the line. We were on one line for I believe it was gate 6. Yeah. Halfway through standing on the line, we realized like we're passing where the break in gate 6 is at. So like, you know, they have the little windy thing or whatever. Yeah. So like we're on one side of the barricade, but we noticed that on the other side, it stopped. So we was like, all right, well, how far down do we have to keep walking if the end of the line is right there? And at first they wasn't telling us nothing, but then after a while it was like, oh no, you just got to go to another gate. We cut this one off. And I was like, well, when were y'all going to say something? Because now people just standing in line for some arbitrary shit that they don't even know where they're going.
Yeah, that's part of my thought of the week too, though. Fucking the Steinbrenner family, they dropped the ball on security on this one. This was like a World Series level event, and then the security and the logistics was off. Like that's
it just didn't make any sense. And so yes, I ended up cutting the line in front of somebody, and to the girl who had the attitude with me and wanted to whisper and talk shit to her friend, but when that nigga cut you in line, you and your bird ass friend wanted to flirt instead of have an attitude. Because at first they tried to do a little all right, let me run it back. So what happened is me and my homegirl, we get there. We get on the first line, like I said. We see the end of the line. They not letting us in. All right, fine. So they tell us we got to go to another gate, which is all the way on the other side of the building. Yeah. Cool, whatever. No big deal. We on our way to the second gate or whatever, and then there's 2 different lines. Yeah. One of the lines is for the suites, and one of the lines is for the gate. I'm asking the niggas on the line which line is which. They not telling me. So at that point, I just was like, all right, fine, whatever. So I told my homegirl to stand in one line, and I started walking and was going to see how far up that line goes. Yeah. I get to like a break right before where the barricade starts. So I ended up just asking some girl, because I seen a girl smoking a cigarette in the line, and I asked her which line was which. She answered me, but her friend was trying to like be funny and be like, oh no, you got to go check on that line over there, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, you know what? Just for that, you smoking your cigarette, I'm going to spark my spliff and I'm going to sit right here. So I spark it. I call my homegirl. I'm like, yo, come up. Just keep walking up straight. I'm in the line. Hurry up. Because like I said, it was right before the barricade started again. Yeah. So when Shorty sees me on the phone talking to my homegirl, telling her to come up, she starts whispering to her friend about, oh, that girl just cut in line, da-da-da-da-da, this, that, and the third. She just cut in line. And the whole time I'm looking at her, because she's basically trying to say it loud enough so somebody else could overhear and say something to me. But see, this is why I be like, God be protecting me, because didn't nobody say nothing. I ended up making friends with the girl that was sitting next to me anyway. Yeah. My homegirl ends up making it to the front of the crowd, and we just kept maneuvering through the rest of the line. Nobody said anything. No big deal. We keep going. All of a sudden, it's this group of dudes that come, and the one dude comes and he bypasses me. I'm not going to say nothing because I skipped too. So I'm not about to start no argument with another person who's skipping. That's not my business. Like, we already up here. Fuck it. Whatever. So now Shorty sees the dude come up. And so she tries to like stiff arm him a little bit to make him not.
So I notice her there.
Yeah, like not past her. So like she keeps sticking her elbow out, so he keeps bumping into her elbow. Like, and then basically trying to let him know, like, all right, listen, if you gonna cut, this is as far as you cutting. Like, you're not going no further. So he said something to her. All of a sudden, now they laughing, giggling, kikiing, or whatever. Now he calling for 3 more niggas behind us to come to the front. So I said, at this point, I'm tapping my homegirl, and I was like, I want to see if she does anything about him and his friends. Do you think this bitch said anything to him?
Of course not. She wanted his attention. Like, fuck you. Like,
fucking bitch.
Nah, somebody said, somebody mentioned me skipping and shit. I was like, yo, we all going in the same place, so it don't matter. And it's crowded as fuck.
Not you was skipping too, but I just...
Yeah, I was skipping, but I'm big as fuck, so I can get away with that shit. So.
And you was by yourself too, so it's a lot easier. Like, that's why I usually, like, maneuver by myself, like, when it comes to because I do that all the time. Like, honestly, like, I'm not even gonna lie about it. I just... Bruh. I'm gonna keep it a stack. I don't be with the line shit. Like, that's not my steez. So I really will, finagle and maneuver my way into wherever, however. And so I kind of wish I would have showed up last night. I thought about it because I did want to go see that guy to go get another pair of shorts to exchange it for a medium. Yeah. But I just kind of was like, nah, I'm tired. I don't feel like it.
Nah, it was.
And, but I seen the video. Niggas just ran in and the security couldn't do nothing. Like, the security, like, people was pushing in and getting, like, shocked that they were able to make it in. Like, it was also hilarious.
And also, to me, that's why I think Third Night is the best show, because of shit like that.
No, that's too much. Because that could have ended badly. Like, I'm actually surprised it didn't go terrible, because, like, for the people who did pay money and the people who, spent a significant amount of money, if they were, made to wait outside because a bunch of niggas with no money came and bum rushed their way inside, like, I would be pretty pissed, and I could see that going very left. Yeah. So I'm actually kind of shocked and kind of proud that it didn't go that way.
But while we was waiting and stuff like that, so they were just playing all the music, and then it was basically Yankee Stadium themselves, the security basically saying what was going on. And then I'm in the suite in my purview, like, I see, like, the seats that are not full yet, so I'm like, damn, so maybe people are not in there, or some shit happened.
Oh no, yeah, it was on TikTok. They were saying how a lot of the people who even ticketed people, they couldn't get in because they didn't have, I guess, enough people to verify tickets and, like, scan all the tickets. Yeah. So they were making it their business to kind of, like, get prepared to let people back in. But there were people going live, waiting on the inside. There were people going live, waiting outside. People walking around, just like, it was the coverage was real last night. So.
Atmosphere. I'm glad to be a part of that and shit, because I'm gonna tell this story as I get older and shit. I'll probably lie a little bit, saying like, yo, I rushed inside and shit.
Oh boy.
Nah, I'm not gonna do that shit.
But no, it was definitely a great time.
Yeah, I was definitely going crazy. I was the only nigga in the suite pretty much reciting every song there and shit.
I mean, I'm sure you went with your job. I mean, they should be representation of more people who are in it for the quote unquote culture, but we know that's not how that works.
Yeah, of course, because there was a couple, coworkers there that was on the Ferris skin. That jumped for, like, the pop records, not the hip hop records that Jay-Z's known for and stuff like that. But even the CEO, he was like, yo, he knew every song in there, because, like, I'm like, yo, you on it. By the way, the CEO's a black man, so.
Okay. Shout out to you, black man. Yes, I guess we're going to jump right into it, because, like I said, I did not see the freestyle because I went to go get snacks, because, like I said, getting it, I made it in right before, like he was already on stage, but I made it to my seat right before Beyonce came out. So, like, we saw when she started coming out, because we were stuck in the elevator trying to get to our floor because of the line and stuff. So yeah, had I not cut in front of them bitches, I would have missed the opening and I would have been pissed. So, oh wow, aha.
Good call.
So I missed the freestyle, and I heard he had a lot to say.
Yeah, I did sell out 3 nights. I sold Yankee Stadium and hell out. I'm a target. You ain't, don't miss that target. No exclusive, they only doing what Apple and Walmart did. You shopping at Amazon or you boycott? You posted on Instagram? That's meta, boy. Stop it. Y'all know Google owns YouTube. You picking and choosing and politicking as usual. They getting deep with narratives. It's embarrassing. They run out of characters, had to bring back up Cap again. Buddy took a check. I ain't even mad at him. But along with that check, got to sign a non-disparagement. I'm the one they can't control. Y'all better be glad it's him. Yeah. I'm the one they can't control. We better be glad it's him. $500 million back in the community. That's just good math for him. I don't listen to Twitter activists. They type and I laugh at them. There's really no comparison. Y'all check my stats again. I'm bringing folks home to their family. Laws get passed as him. You can like it or not. He don't do no ass kissing. Ex-drug dealer. You might not like the packaging, but my presence is the president. My gift is rapping. Oh shit. Let's get on some Brooklyn shit.
Okay, I'm reloading. You motherfuckers.
Hands in the air. Hands in the air.
Jay-Z, you going down big time. Here could the pain.
Rest in peace, Clark Kent. Yeah, hey yo, keep the style and the way they drop sweat.
Thoughts?
Now see, this is like what Dave Chappelle did when he went to, what was it, the Saudi Arabia, and did that comedy festival. Listen.
I mean, it's not the same, but I'll debate that.
It's the same.
It's not. But go ahead.
It's
go
the
ahead.
same.
No, go ahead. Break it down for me.
Target openly, overly enthusiastically cut all of their DEI initiatives the second they were able to, which says a lot about you as a brand, to where if everybody is on board with this and this is supposed, it's the black square all over again. It's fake solidarity. Oh, we have all of these initiatives. Look at us. We're all inclusive. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Everybody knows how black people love Tarjay. And as soon as they got the opportunity to be like, this is no longer beneficial for DEI, they cut all of their initiatives. And so black people decided to cut their support. If that's how you feel about us, cool, no problem. We will take our dollars elsewhere. And Jay-Z he knew this. He knew this. We all know him and Beyonce have burner finsters that they keep their ears into their streets. They know everything that's going on, why it's going on, and all of the in-betweens. So there's no way for him to not have known how his people felt about Target. And still, he decides to want to have his re-release of his albums through Target, as if to say, yeah, fuck y'all little boycott. Same thing like Jamal Bryant. Jamal Bryant got on TV, talk about oh yeah, we're done boycotting Target now. Everything is cool. Who said that? Who got to say? Hold on.
Who said that?
Who said that?
Who had been saying that?
So it don't make no sense where they get these ideas where they think they could speak for the people. It wasn't you. Jamal Bryant wasn't the reason. Jay-Z wasn't the reason, but niggas had a reason for why they wasn't fucking with Target. So the fact that you would go ahead and do that, granted again, I went to the Book of Hove little scavenger hunt thing in the Brooklyn libraries. What was that, last Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving before last? Yeah. That was like the last weekend that it was open. And so I did majority of the scavenger hunt. And then I ended at his little museum thing at the Brooklyn Library. Okay. And a part of the exhibit was a lot of his like advocacy stuff. Yes, the thing about reform and how he got laws passed and the things that he does, the scholarships that he does, you know, it was a lot of things that I learned about that I was not privy to outside of, you know, the rumblings and grumblings on social media. So does he contribute to the culture behind the scenes? Absolutely.
Okay.
However, this was a time to do it out loud. You can do all the behind the scenes stuff you want to. I'm not taking that away from you. But this was a time for you to do it out loud, especially in a time where we're consistently talking about how there's no such thing as a ethical billionaire. You know how people feel about this. You know how people feel about the wealth gap. You know how people feel about Target. You know these things, and you still decided to do whatever the fuck you wanted to do. I think it is a bit of a slap in the face, and I'm gonna end my rant there.
Okay, I'm gonna say, how could I start this off? I agree, but also disagree with you. How do you feel about Colin Kaepernick selling his book to Target or other artists selling their music to Target in this time?
Who has sold their music to Target since the DEI boycott?
J. Cole. And okay, so
I'm not.
So
familiar.
my point, yeah, his recent album, he has a deal with Target that went directly through where they sell his music in their stores. The same thing with Jay-Z, pretty much.
I mean, well, he's also the same guy who, in the midst of a rap beef, when his name started getting brought up, he kind of wanted to take the, I'm straddling the fence, I don't got nothing to do with it,
Agreed,
blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, that's pretty on brand for him.
Nah,
so I can't act surprised with that.
Okay, but my main point is, Jay-Z's always said he's a capitalist. He's always pushed about black ownership. He always did that. Now, when it comes to so I agree with you. He knew people would be upset about it, but you said the statement that you made that the time for him to what was it you said? The time for him to
support his people out loud.
He did that with that freestyle, and I'm gonna tell you why. Him mentioning Google, Amazon, YouTube.
It's all a cop-out.
It's not a cop-out.
Yes, it is. It's a deflection.
It's not.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about how you specifically decide. Because they bring it up a lot. They bring it up about him in the Super Bowl, which, you know, I gave him a pass on that. Because when the black people was supposed to not be fucking with the Super Bowl, and then he decides to sign on as creative director or whatever the hell it is that he does over the Super Bowl halftime show, and he started bringing all of these black artists to the Super Bowl, it's like, okay, sure, whatever, but we was not supposed to be fucking with them.
Okay, let me ask you something. How do you feel about Colin Kaepernick taking the settlement from the NFL?
That was deserved.
That's hypocritical, though.
How?
If he's protesting for police brutality, and then he takes a $1 million, multi-million-dollar settlement from the NFL, and he's about social justice, you can't criticize Jay-Z but turn a blind eye to what Kaepernick did. He did take a settlement from the NFL, and then also when Jay-Z got on, he made sure he got a practice with a specific team in the NFL because he still wanted to play football.
That's a false equivalency.
That's not a false equivalency.
Him taking a settlement has nothing. Okay. What does him taking a settlement mean to you?
What it means to me is he wasn't about it. If you're gonna say that.
How? We're going to stick to one thing at a time. How does him taking a he was basically wrongfully terminated.
Yes.
And that settlement is basically a severance payout.
He wasn't wrongfully terminated.
Yes, he was.
No, he was benched. And then he got waived by the 49ers. But the NFL,
he was wrongfully terminated.
I agree with that. But
so the settlement is a severance payout.
But he still wanted to play in the NFL. If you're protesting, why would you take a settlement and play and still want to play in the NFL?
Again, he wasn't protesting the NFL.
Yes.
He took a knee because he was protesting the national anthem. They punished him for taking a knee, aka wrongful termination. It's not the same thing. He wasn't protesting the NFL. He was protesting the national anthem.
No, he was protesting police brutality, kneeling in protest to the national anthem.
And he was wrongfully terminated. And got a settlement for his wrongful termination.
But it's still not a false equivalency.
Yes, it is.
He still wanted to play in the NFL. If you wanted to,
was he going to get his job back? If he didn't take the settlement, was they offering him his job back?
Yes, even if because
who was offering him his job back?
Okay, you said if.
No. Who was offering him his job back?
Rock Nation when it was there.
How can Rock Nation give him a job in the NFL?
They made they put him in practices with certain teams in the NFL.
Put him in practice is not his job back.
Yes, it is. It's a tryout. That's what I'm sorry. They try to put him in tryouts with certain teams.
Was he in a contract when he kneeled?
He was in a contract, yes.
So did they terminate his contract?
They didn't terminate his contract. They waived him. That's legal.
What does that mean?
When it comes to,
let me look it up.
In sport, I'll tell you either way. When in sports, like teams, they could decide when to waive a player's contract to get him off the books, basically. Like that's in the NFL, that's in the NBA, and that's in the MLB. So he wasn't wrongfully terminated in a technical sense.
He was not waived or fired by the NFL. He became an unrestricted free agent after choosing to opt out of the final year of his contract with the 49ers. While the 49ers would have released him had he not opted out, he was never picked up by another team.
But he wasn't wrongfully terminated. That is legal. Everything you read there is legal, so he wasn't wrongfully terminated. He still wanted to play football despite all this. The fact that he took a settlement...
He chose to opt out of the final year of his contract with the 49ers.
Yeah, that's common, because usually, like, there's players in their contract...
Even though they would have released him anyway, even if he did. So he fired him. He quit before they fired him.
So
So either way, that settlement was a severance.
Following his exit, Kaepernick filed a collusion grievance against the NFL, and then that's how the settlement happened.
Right, because the fact that they were gonna release him anyway, so him opting out was not prompted by anything other than they were going to. If they didn't get to wrongfully terminate him, they were going to. They were going to release him anyway because of his protesting. Taking that money.
Wait. Not just because of his protesting. That's what gets ignored also. Also, like, he was also a declining player too. So that's why they got rid of him too. It's bad optics, sure, but again, he did not get wrongfully terminated. I'm with you that
it doesn't matter. Okay, fine, whatever. The settlement is still his severance, so that's not the same as Jay-Z doing the deal with Target. It's not the same.
But
it's not the same as Jay-Z.
He has a book deal with Target though, so that's what I'm saying.
When did Kaepernick get his book deal with Target? Because I don't know why you choose to do this.
What do you mean choose to do what?
He does not have a book deal with the retailer Target. He signed with a publishing house, and retailers like Target just sell his publishing work.
Okay, publishing.
Why do you do this?
Okay, I'll take that out. But since you mentioned publishing, when it comes to Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt album, you know that's part of publishing, right? Like ad placements, right?
I guess.
Yes. So this would be a prime example of him doing this deal.
How?
Okay, so when an artist has publishing rights, they get placements for certain big brands. For example, Jay-Z's Reasonable Doubt for Target, or Amazon, Google, whatever. That's the whole purpose of it, pretty much. I don't think that, and he wasn't. Also, you said he was deflecting when he mentioned Google and Amazon. He's not, because you know why? All those companies are literally investing in ICE. So tell me, do you think DEI is worse or is investing in ICE worse? They're literally giving ICE people's data on social media and Google and all these other tech platforms. And they're also investing in data centers with AI.
I think it's all terrible.
Agreed. But you cannot.
I think it's all terrible.
Agreed. But
the conversation has nothing to do with Meta, TikTok.
It absolutely does.
The conversation that people are having as it pertains to Mr. Carter was, why, of all the companies to do your redistribution deal with, why did you choose Target, knowing how the people felt about Target?
Bruh.
You could have done it with anybody else. Target is not the only person that you had to do it with. And like I said, they already gave him a pass when it came to the Super Bowl, because we wasn't supposed to be fucking with the Super Bowl, but because they gave him the opportunity, it gave him the creative
I gotta
leeway.
Stop you right there, though. I gotta stop you right there real quick. When he, that's funny. I'm glad you mentioned that, because Charlemagne the God interviewed him around that time when that deal happened. And then he asked him, they was asking him about protesting and social justice. In that interview, Jay-Z was talking about everybody should protest and everybody should do some social reform and stuff like that. So he wasn't off that technically. So what happened?
Bruh.
What?
Listen, I love Chappelle down.
Love
him down boots. But when he did that show in Saudi Arabia and he came back with the same thing. Oh, I can't tell trendy jokes. Oh, I feel more free in Saudi Arabia than I feel in America.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you this, though.
And I cringed. But you gotta accept that if that's how the nigga feels, that's how he feels. Because again, black capitalism, black capitalists will never give a fuck about people not in their tech, and we have to understand that.
I mean, no.
We the people have to understand that. As much as we love these people's art, because I don't know Chappelle personally to say I love him, but I love his art and his artistry. As much as I love his art and his artistry, that nigga don't give a fuck about me.
Bruh.
At all.
Okay.
And I have to be okay with that. And I think the people who are fans of Jay-Z, who have grown up on his music from 96 till now, y'all have to come to grips with the fact that that man may appreciate y'all for being fans. He may feel the love that y'all give for showing up for him. Everybody making sure that they Yankee fit-ins and they outfits and all of this shit, and they showed up and showed out for him. But y'all have to understand that that man don't give a fuck about what y'all give a fuck about. That's it.
I agree with that. But again,
and he's gonna get on the stage and do a freestyle and deflect.
He's not deflecting. Okay, let me ask you, is it an issue do you have an issue with YouTube, Google, Amazon, and Meta giving people's data to ICE and using AI data centers? Don't you think that's worse? And also, DEI initiative is not really for black people. It's mainly for white women.
White women were the ones who were benefiting them. It wasn't for them.
You're right, but
they were the ones who benefited.
But they're still the biggest beneficiary. But again, those companies that I mentioned, they're literally going into black and brown neighborhoods. They have people's fucking data, and they can go after people right now. You don't think that's worse?
The government would have, if it wasn't for this, if it wasn't social media, the government would have gave our information up. So I'm not gonna sit here and put one over the other.
When
it's a direct correlation of this man knows how the people feel about Target and still said, fuck y'all, go buy my shit from them anyway. I don't care that their sales have been tanking because black people are not going in there. I'm putting my shit in there and I want my black people to go in there and go buy them and give them their money. Again, there's plenty of people who did the same thing. Tabitha Brown, she's one of the people who got a deal with the Black Creators Program with Target. And when everybody was boycotting them, she said, listen, I understand. I get it. If y'all don't buy my shit because it's in there, so be it. And people still was buying her shit anyway because they wanted to support her. As much as they wanted to say, I don't want to give Target my money, but they wanted to make sure that Target saw that people were supporting her so that she could maintain her position there. And you can't get mad at the people for doing that either. But again, to sit there and try to deflect and bring up social media and TikTok and Instagram and blah, blah, blah. Yes, it's all meta. Yes, it's all terrible. But that's not the conversation at hand.
That is the conversation.
It's not the conversation at hand.
It is the conversation. If you're talking about capitalism, they're a prime example of capitalism. They're the biggest beneficiaries.
But we're not talking about capitalism when we talk about boycotting Target. We're talking about social justice. The fact that they cut their programming, but they still want your money is a problem.
But that's
there were so many companies that didn't have to cut their programming and still maintained and got supported. So it doesn't make any sense. There was no need for them to do. There was no need for Target to cut their programming, and there was no need for them to be loud about cutting their programming. Those two things are not going to change. There was no need for that.
I agree with that, but also, the tech companies I mentioned, they're doing the same type of evil as well. So we're not going to turn a blind eye at that and criticize him for it. And there's far worse billionaires to focus on instead of him. So the outrage against Jay-Z is just a distraction to me.
Distraction from what?
Our president, who's basically making billions of dollars off of crypto.
Oh, brother.
The first trillion, the so-called trillionaire who was cutting people's fucking health care directly from the government. And you don't think that's worse than what Jay-Z did?
We don't have access to him like we have access to Jay-Z. How about that?
What do you mean we don't have access to him?
We don't have access to Elon Musk.
Elon Musk tweets every fucking day.
How many black people are still on Twitter? Niggas is all on Threads now. So what are you talking about?
And Mark Zuckerberg, he's not a viable billionaire either.
But Zuckerberg is the only one that I see that's constantly having to defend himself against, I guess, Congress or whoever. Zuckerberg is the only one that I'm constantly seeing on C-SPAN that's got to answer for his fucking crimes. So I low-key feel like I'm not even paying him no mind because he's getting his just due every time.
I mean, yeah, he donated to the Trump administration, so he basically bootlegged for the billionaires. You know, so. But when you said that he was him rapping about it, that's him expressing himself. So I'm saying, like, dismissing that, I don't agree with. I do agree that he, as a billionaire, he's not ethical. He's a black capitalist. I get all that. But again, he's touching light on bigger issues. And I think that's a far bigger issue than Target. And that's the point he was basically making. It's not a deflection when that is literally the reality of what's going on now. You can't dismiss it because motherfuckers will track you and pull up to you and snatch you up out of nowhere.
Where?
It's happening in New York. It's happening across the country. We haven't seen it yet. And it could happen to any of us. That's all I'm saying. So, bottom line, I don't think the criticism of him partnering with Target is not that deep.
Because you're a fan.
I'm a Nas fan. And he's a capitalist too. Jay-Z's a capitalist too. They've said this their whole careers that they're capitalists.
And y'all have allowed it.
What do you mean we allowed it?
Y'all are the fans who.
And look, for the record, every rapper is a capitalist. Every rapper that you may like is a capitalist. It's not. If you're gonna criticize Jay-Z, you point a light at hip hop, at rappers as a whole. But again, it's
but I'm not saying that's wrong, and I'm not a fan of any of them niggas. Honestly, like, the only person I was a fan.
He was a fan of 50 Cent, but again, he's far. Matter of fact, he's far worse than Jay-Z with the Target boycotts. You know, he's partnering with Louisiana politicians who's taking black people's voting rights. You're not gonna have that same energy for that.
What are you talking about?
He's partnering with Louisiana politicians who literally
50 Cent, Louisiana politics. With the lens of business, blah 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 blah. Shreveport, Louisiana. He's spearheading a massive entertainment and film production hub in Shreveport, Louisiana. His political involvement there has included generosity versus scrutiny. He gave $500,000 to 9 DV children's nonprofits. How was that bad? State tax policies. He's campaigned in favor of Louisiana's Amendment 2, which proposed restructuring state taxes, drawing both praise from business groups and backlash from local activists concerned about the impact on working class residents. Roland Martin brought that up. Let's see.
He's basically supporting MAGA politicians, basically, and that's who runs Louisiana.
50 Cent just signed a 45-year lease agreement for his studio buildings in Shreveport, Louisiana. This is the video Gary sent me that they have been sending around with 50 Cent backing one of these constitutional amendments. I want y'all to listen.
This is Curtis James Jackson. You might know me as 50 Cent. I have a special message for the people of Louisiana. As you may have heard, I'm now a proud Louisiana property and business owner working hard to bring film and television industry back to Louisiana. I'm working because I have an opportunity to use my influence and make real change in the communities. I want to see more jobs and prosperity in the state of Louisiana. This is why I support the Amendment 2 on your ballot this Saturday. You should too. Don't let anyone confuse you about the Amendment 2. It gives teachers permanent pay raise. It doubles senior citizens' tax deduction. This is all good stuff. Voting in favor of the Amendment 2 makes common sense. And this is a bipartisan effort.
That sounds like some right-wing talking points right there.
I would have tried something else today other than interfering in our politics. But the reality is it's about what's good for him. But the truth of this is, Roland, they are restructuring the entirety of our tax code to help people like 50 Cent. Out-of-state business owners are going to be able to get more money in tax deductions in order to pay for this. People who are working class folks, school teachers, bus drivers, people who are auto mechanics, people who are people that work in restaurants, you're going to end up paying more in taxes because they're taxing more things in sales taxes. Teachers, this is a stipend that they're going to make permanent. It is not a raise. Teachers are not going to get any additional money in their pay. And a matter of fact, because of the changes in the sales taxes, their money is going to get ate up in more taxes rather than a serious substantive raise for our teachers. Roland, this has gotten so desperate for the governor that he was at the White House the other day, caught on a hot mic talking to Mike Johnson about this issue. And that's why they call 50, because at the end of the day, 50 is a businessman looking to advance himself in his business. And I don't have an issue with 50 coming to Shreveport and doing business. I don't have an issue with him buying up property. I don't have an issue with him attempting to revitalize Shreveport. I do have an issue with you saying that this is something that's good for us because you heard it from some white politicians in our state. I would also tell you that Democrats in the state Senate did vote for this, but ask black folks in the state of Louisiana if they showed up overwhelmingly for the Democrats that are in the Senate. The answer is no.
So, I mean, it just looks like they're trying to tax Louisiana how they tax New York, basically, where they are.
That looks far worse. It's basically cutting. It's raising taxes on lower income people.
It's not raising tax. Basically what I read said that they want to they want it to be a flat 3%. So if you're only making $30,000 versus somebody making $3 million, y'all 3% is not going to be the same. Where it should be a sliding scale, they want to make it flat. And I could see why that would be a problem. because it's not even. Yes, everyone's paying 3%. However, again, if I only have but so much money, my 3% is a bigger chunk of what I have versus someone who has unlimited money. Their 3% is a drop in the bucket.
No, but yeah.
So it's not necessarily raising. Yeah.
No,
in January, they would pay a 3% flat rate on income above a certain threshold. So the lower constitutional cap will not affect what people currently pay in taxes. So it's just basically making it so that, because people just want to get away from, and I don't know why we're like this as a society. I feel like if you have the opportunity to make more, you should be okay with being taxed more, because you already have. I think it was something I saw on Instagram where it was like, what a CEO makes in a year or in a day is what some people make in a year. Like, the way they broke it down, it was like, if it would take what a CEO gets paid an hour, it would take the lowest paid person like a week and a half or something to make, versus like somebody middle would be a day to make what that person makes, what he makes in an hour, or whatever the breakdown is, or whatever the case may be. And I just think that level of disparity and that part of the wage gap is terrible. Like,
for the record too, Louisiana is one of the poorest states in the country too. So I don't think this bill really benefits it.
He just wants to be able to shoot his little movies and shows,
and I'm saying,
at a cheaper rate. Like, it's really,
and that's
again, he's just looking out for self and making sure that he can maintain his budget, so he doesn't have to keep, shutting shows down because the actors are getting too popular and their budgets are increasing and stuff like that.
But again,
I'm not justifying it. I'm explaining why he's doing what he's doing. I'm not saying if it's right or wrong, but I can see why he's doing it. Jay-Z did not need to go to Target.
But again,
that was not necessary. The same way how he did all of these pop-ups and was selling these merch in these random places, he could have did pop-ups all around the city. He could have did a pop-up at the Brooklyn Museum. The Brooklyn Library. He could have did a pop-up at Barclay. He could have did a pop-up. The same way.
You did a pop-up in Brooklyn.
The same way.
In Brooklyn and the Bronx.
Again, so all of these pop-ups that you can do, you never needed Target. That's the whole point.
No, but
you did not need Target.
You missed it.
You did not have to shit in the faces of your people to do that.
But you're missing the point though. Remember when I mentioned publishing, about how when an artist owns their music, they can place their music or their catalog with certain companies. In this case, I see why that deal. Hold on. When it comes to publishing, like, artists makes their money when their music gets added to certain major companies, and also he doesn't fully own Reasonable Doubt. So like, whoever owns I believe whoever owns the remaining share of Dame Dash's, I think it's the state or something like that. But I'm going off tangent. But basically, I can see why he would do a deal with Target. Not because of DEI or anything like that. It was basically him making money off his royalties, pretty much. That's all that pretty much
He didn't need them.
Wait, what do you mean?
That's the whole point. He didn't need Target. The same way he had all of these pop-ups around the city for the days of the show, he could have just did random pop-ups in other retailers so that he could get the same money for his album.
He does
not need Target.
He's not gonna get the same money if he did pop-ups compared to owning your publishing and masters.
How does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense. If you know, when you own your masters and your publishing, masters being the recording, publishing being the composition, the writing of the music. Since he owns it, he has say where he wants to place his music with certain brands and companies, pretty much.
Jay-Z did not financially or commercially need Target. The partnership was for an exclusive white vinyl release of his debut album. He did it because he wanted to. He didn't need it. It had nothing to do with publishing.
Yes, it does. It absolutely does, because that's how artists make their money off of placement.
He did not financially or commercially need to do it with Target. It is right there. He did not need to do it. He made a choice.
He made a choice to make money.
He would have made that same money.
No, he wouldn't. The revenue that he makes from look up the revenue he makes from his masters in publishing compared to what he's making from these pop-ups. It's a night and day difference. There's Jay-Z's catalog.
How many vinyl? Ooh.
No, just say how much Jay-Z's catalog and publishing is worth.
That's not what the point. No, the whole point is how much did he make from Target, and did he need to make that from Target?
You're not gonna find that. I don't think you're gonna find that number yet. But you trying to see how much
did Jay-Z make from Target deal?
It's not gonna be publicly disclosed like that, because it's whatever in their deal pretty much. But again, the fact that he owns his music, he's able to do shit like this. That's unique to him. I mean,
that's even more why he didn't need to do it.
But again, he
owns it, meaning no matter where he sold it, he could have sold it on the side of the road out of a fucking crate if he wanted to. He would have made every single dollar for himself. He did not need Target. I need you to understand that. He doesn't give a fuck about the people.
I've repeatedly said it. I agree with you on there, but I'm saying your outrage, it's not that deep. Especially with the 50 Cent stuff. You're letting that slide, but not letting this slide.
Who said I let anything slide? Who said I let? Because again, the 50 Cent stuff, I'm just now getting privy to. And
but I'm saying it's hypocritical to criticize Jay-Z for that, but not this.
But
that's what I'm saying.
It's not hypocritical at all, because again, me personally, I didn't buy a vinyl, nor do I pay for stars.
Bruh.
So I don't support neither one of the things that these niggas be doing. Really, when it comes to dollars and cents. Let's be fucking for real here.
Okay, I mean,
but on
fair.
principle, I think it's one and the same, which is why I brought the two of these niggas up.
Okay, no, I'm with.
But you sitting here trying to make it a thing of like, oh no, but he should also be Talk about why you needed to shit on people publicly out loud. Yes, you did. You know people are not fucking with Target. Why would you do that? You didn't need them. They didn't help you sell anything. Like, I don't even know how many people went to go buy that fucking album because I didn't even see nobody posting it online. I don't even know what it looks like. I didn't know it was a white vinyl. How many people posted it and bought it? None.
Bruh.
Let me ask you this though. I'm gonna repeatedly ask this. Has Google, Amazon, and Meta shit on black people on a far worse scale?
Far worse, no.
Yes, far worse. ICE.
Far worse, no.
ICE.
Because ICE doesn't affect every black person.
But again, it affects black and brown immigrants.
But
listen, again, and also,
and it's gonna sound fucked up, but that's not who the beef with Target is with. Black immigrants being the target of ICE has absolutely nothing to do with black Americans being denied jobs.
Also, by the way,
at Target because they got rid of their DEI. It's not the same thing.
Also, need I remind you, ICE shot a unarmed black man as well, and also they also raided a house, an apartment in Chicago, and zip tied some black kids. So you're not gonna tell me that's not worse than Target?
No,
it is worse than Target.
It is not, because Target had an opportunity to create black and brown people of a certain economic class, because this is not, DEI was not affecting the people who work at the cash registers at Target, so let's be for real with that.
Okay.
But this is talking about the fact that there's only 6% of black CEOs and C-suite level people, the fact that there's a lacking of representation in a lot of these marketing rooms when it comes to Target, when it comes to a lot of these places where they want to be with the people and they want to take our money, but they do stupid shit like put little black boys on fucking on t-shirts calling them monkeys. Yeah. Where if you had black people working there and you weren't systemically keeping black people out of these offices, that you wouldn't make these fucking mistakes and cost your company thousands upon thousands of dollars, and then you come across a tax write-off where if you have a certain amount of black people at your job, not because it's the right thing to do, but because you get to write it off on your taxes and pay even less in this capitalistic hellhole that we live in.
Yeah.
Then on top of that, because you no longer get the tax write-offs, rather than say we're just gonna do it because it is the right thing to do and it's been working for us, they said, oh, we don't get paid to do this no more. Okay, well then fuck all of these black and brown people. And then you still turn around and want to say, oh, but come buy our Juneteenth stuff, come buy our Black History Month stuff, come buy our Black Voices stuff. It's not the same thing.
Okay, so we should boycott Target, right? So we should also boycott Amazon, Google, and Meta.
I mean,
Because
I low-key boycott
they-
Amazon. I just use your Prime, and I don't pay for it. Again, I am not using my dollars to pay for it. But if you niggas want to be scabs and be on the other side of the picket fence, I will use my connections and get what I gotta get.
Bruh.
I know, but like, bottom line is like, all I'm saying is like, the outrage against Jay-Z is
No shade.
the outrage against him is ridiculous, especially what he's done for like artists and stuff like that, and also like,
It's not ridiculous. I think it's a well-deserved
It's a-
criticism,
yeah, no.
and you know, if he wants to deflect the same way Dave Chappelle deflected. If niggas want to deflect, fine, but at least we know where you stand.
But
Your
it's not
dollars are always going to stand between you and the people, and that's fine.
But it's-
That's
it's-
fine, but
but
niggas
I'll-
just gotta accept it for what
no,
it is.
I accept that, but I disagree with calling it deflection. He's putting something to light about what these other companies are doing. That's all I'm saying.
So now if we get rid of all social media, right? So now we're no longer on Instagram, we're no longer on TikTok, we're no longer on Facebook, we're no longer on Threads, we're no longer on YouTube. How do black people communicate with one another? How do we
Go outside. Like,
how
find community.
your community is but so far.
No, it isn't. Like
Your
that's-
community without these social media outlets is only as far as your city, not even your city, your town, wherever you're able to congregate.
So wait.
You don't have the same reach without these people. Without these outlets, the YouTubes, the TikToks, the Instagrams, you do not reach the same amount of people.
But those platforms.
They're a necessary evil, unfortunately.
No, but those-
until we create something else.
My solution to that is regulate all tech companies, but what they're doing to black and brown people, I think it's still worse than Target. Like it's you can't argue against that.
Yes, you can.
They're pretty much a Gestapo, pretty much. You
Meta,
know?
please, you gotta relax.
Meta is investing in ICE.
Again, and ICE is only targeting immigrants.
They're not just targeting immigrants. They're also targeting black people. You can easily Google this right now too, if you want to boycott that too.
Listen, we just not gonna agree.
We're not, but I know I'm right in this. And you're right.
Your reality is unique to you.
I know I'm correct on this, but I also can agree with you as well. But you're not seeing it my way. All you gotta do is do the research, and you see what I'm talking about.
Again, ICE is not a direct threat.
They are a direct threat, especially when certain cities and states allow them to conduct operations and snatching people up.
How many people are still in ICE?
And there's a lot of them that are U.S. citizens. It's not just immigrants. So that's why I think you're incorrect on this.
180,701 is alternative to detention, and then 60,000 people are currently held in a detention center. So altogether, it's less than 250,000 people. States with less than 250,000 people. So about there are no states with the population of I should have said cities. Cities.
Also,
about Huntsville, Alabama, the population of the current amount of people who is affected by ICE is equivalent to the population of Huntsville, Alabama, which is one city in one state.
But yeah, there's certain states that are passing laws where ICE can't conduct their operations.
And then that is also just proving my point that ICE ain't that big of a problem if they can't even reach
but they have
that many people.
Also, look.
So again, it's not the same thing. It's less than 250,000 people that are affected by ICE.
How many people have died under ICE compared to how many people died under
Okay. Now you're moving the goalposts and making it has to be a death thing. That's moving the goalposts.
That's not moving the goalposts.
Yes, it is. Because we're not talking about death, which is an extreme case.
It's not an extreme
case.
We're talking about...
It is, but it's an extreme case of happening.
Why do you think people say abolish ICE? Not because of
because it's unconstitutional to have people just running up on folks asking if they're fucking citizens or not. That's why you want to abolish ICE.
So they're not going after immigrants, then, right?
No.
Okay, then.
That's not. They are going after immigrants, but again, they're target.
No, the propaganda is they're going after illegal immigrants, but they're not. Like I said, they're detaining U.S. citizens. They deported some U.S. citizens
Even
too.
still, it's less than 200. It's less than 250,000 people that have been affected by ICE. Regardless. Okay, yes, they've done all. Yes, absolutely. But the actual factual numbers of people being now, granted, you can argue and say.
Matter of fact, type people would be detained by ICE from 2025 to 2026.
$39,000 people.
And that number is likely to increase.
So again, it's not this big, large number of a population of people that are being affected by this. Is it a bad thing? Yes.
I mean, no, but
again, it's terrible when you think about it. Yes, it's horrible emotionally.
It's worse than removing the DEI program. That is not debatable. It's worse. It's absolutely worse.
What are we quantifying worse by?
Again, they're infringing on people's rights. Their freedom of speech. You can't even criticize ICE.
Pursuit of happiness is a right, correct? The pursuit of happiness is a right, correct?
Correct.
So getting a job, I should be able to get a job at Target, high paying, high yielding, a position of power, regardless of being a woman or being black. Is that not correct?
Correct.
And if there are systems in place that keep me from being able to do so, would it not be the right thing to do to remove those systems and even the playing field?
Yes, but that's not what DEI has done. To keep it real, it hasn't done that.
Target DEI initiatives. Because I don't know if you know.
I'm talking about DEI as a whole.
No. Again, we are talking about Target.
Okay.
We're not talking about a whole. We're talking about the context of the conversation is Target. Target, what was their Their retail, they had a 3-year DEI goals and racial equity action and change initiative, shifting away from specific demographic metrics and external advocacy. So they ended third-party reporting, where they no longer participated in external workplace surveys, including the Human Rights Campaign Corporate Equality Index. So they stopped doing that. They shifted a supplier strategy, so their supplier diversity team was rebranded to focus on broader inclusion, procurement, and small businesses. They had ERGs. I could give or take ERGs, honestly. And then this is the most important one, was their targeted philanthropy, where they were committed to invest $2 billion into Black-owned businesses. So they removed $2 billion worth of revenue that could have helped Black-owned businesses, which then creates Black jobs, which then creates Black wealth, which then creates a Black ecosystem for where we can be in control of a lot of things. So if you want to say that this is not as important as ICE,
I didn't say it was not as important. I'm saying ICE is worse. But also, to your point about DEI initiatives, you know the other U.S. companies that removed or scaled back on the DEI initiatives besides Target? BlackRock, Goldman Sachs, Citigroup, PepsiCo, Meta, Amazon, IBM, and Accenture, McDonald's, Lowe's, Lego, and Harley Davidson.
I was about to say Lowe's kind of fucked us up, because I think Lowe's had a Black CEO and people were supporting Lowe's over Home Depot, so that's messed up. BlackRock and all of them, they was never for Black people, so that's not surprising. You said who? McDonald's? Yeah, niggas been stopped fucking with McDonald's a while ago, so I don't really see too many.
And again, Meta and Amazon removing DEI initiatives.
So technically,
they're dabbling into that, ICE and data centers. Come on. Like.
So again, yes, we should be removing ourselves from these platforms, but unfortunately, these are the only big names that allow people to get the reach. It allows people, like, there are no other rival social media companies that can sustain all of these people. Like, I've been on Fanbase, like I've been over there in that space or whatever. It needs a lot of help. Like, Fanbase needs a lot of help. They need a lot of up and coming developers. They need some other people to get on board with them. Like, they trying to do too much in-house, and it looks like it. They don't have the money to pay a lot of these bigger people, but this is the problem with capitalism. Folks don't want to go to the startup tech companies and work for peanuts. They want to go to the big names and get paid. Yeah. And unfortunately, that's just the world that we live in, because it's unsustainable to do anything else. You cannot live and maintain your life in a way that is comfortable without, and this is unfortunate. People don't like to give up their stuff.
No, you're absolutely right.
And it does suck, but until there is a Black-owned social media juggernaut that's going to be able to come in and compete at the same level of convenience and scalability, I don't know what we're going to be able to do when it comes to certain things to boycott. I may not be able to boycott YouTube and Meta, but I could surely boycott Target. I don't have to shop there. I don't have to be there. That's the point. He didn't have to be there.
But he chose capitalism, sure. But don't call it a deflection when there's other companies being mentioned.
No, it's still a deflection.
It's not,
because he could have just been like, listen, I got kids. I'm trying to.
But that's what he's also implying, though, in his freestyle.
But again, implication and just saying the thing is two different things.
But it's
just
rap,
don't deflect.
Like,
don't deflect and start talking about the fucking other shit. Talk about why you made the choice you made.
He doesn't. But again,
talk about why you made the choice. Don't deflect and be like, don't. Talk about why you made the choice you made.
He basically said, boycott these other companies if you want to boycott Target, and I agree with that point.
But he still doesn't explain why he needed to be at Target.
He doesn't have. He's a capitalist. He's a capitalist. That's,
so again,
that's
he does not give a. He gives a fuck, but he don't give a fuck, and niggas just have to be okay with that.
Yeah, he's down for his bottom line, but again,
niggas just gonna have to be okay with that.
Right, but again, there's worse billionaires than he is. I'm just saying, and he created his own shit, so if he wants to partner with anybody, fuck it.
And that's
spoken
like a true fan.
I'm a Nas fan. Once again,
spoken like a true fan.
I'm a Nas fan, but again, I agree with everything you said. Like, I think you just need to regulate all these companies and make sure workers are protected and shit. And that's like the whole goal of DSA and shit. And that's why people are coming with that communism boogeyman and shit. And I will say that Jay-Z's out of touch when it comes to like what capitalism is. So,
funny enough,
we put a payphone in one of the wealthiest neighborhoods in Los Angeles, and when you pick it up, it will automatically call another payphone in a neighborhood with one of the highest poverty rates in Los Angeles. And this is one of the first calls that went through.
Hello. It was good. I need some money. I need some money.
So do I.
Yeah. All right.
How's your weekend going?
It's going good.
What did you do today?
I went to steal from CVS.
You what?
I went to jack something out. I went to steal some shit out of CVS.
How'd it go?
It went good.
Okay.
I made it. I had passed. And I made some money off of it.
Oh, good.
More than that, too much, but it did sound prepare me. Let's go get us some tacos tonight.
I can't do it, but maybe another time. So you should look up at the moon. It's really beautiful. Almost full moon.
I'm finna look at it. Where is it?
Check out the moon.
I said, alright, I'm gonna call you back.
Okay, I gotta go.
Alright, baby.
Have a good one.
Alright, sweetheart.
Be safe. Bye.
Alright, daddy will be over here. Alright.
Later. Bye.
Alright.
We put a payphone in one of the...
So yeah, this was a social experiment. I think they've done this before, where they put payphones in random places and you end up talking to somebody. So they put one
that's interesting
in a high poverty area and one in a high wealth area. And the fact that it was just like a little call the 99%, that's hilarious. But yeah, this whole idea of like the fact that there are some people who just, they live a completely different life than us just because of, and I hate to think about it from a place of like, because they have a saying that's behind every great wealth is a great theft.
Yeah.
And I would hate to really think about it in a space of like everyone who is like rich or privileged, they're only that way because they've done somebody wrong. They say the same thing. There's no such thing as an ethical billionaire.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I always want to say Rihanna. Actually, somebody asked me to look up where Fenty.
I still don't think she's ethical either. You can't. But you're being offended.
Let me see. Fenty manufacturing.
You put it in there instead.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. Where is it? Maybe not Fenty Beauty. Matter of fact, I could just look it up. Is Rihanna an ethical billionaire? Because she's always my exception.
You sound like my mom and Oprah Winfrey.
Many critics argue that accumulating billions inherently relies on the extraction of labor and structural inequalities of global capitalism. Her companies have occasionally faced scrutiny. Some users on Reddit criticize the Savage X Fenty subscription and marketing models, comparing them to fast fashion prices. A portion of her wealth comes from Fenty Beauty. They note that navigating global policy change at this scale inevitably involves ties to controversial corporate manufacturing practices. So there's, it's all speculation though. There's nothing.
Wait, what's speculation? I mean, but technically, I mean, you could technically say she's part of the problem too.
How? Because
it's capitalism, billionaires. Like,
I mean,
billionaires. Like, come on, like.
But again, she's not exploiting child workers. She's not cutting her makeup with harmful chemicals. She's not exploiting hourly workers in some store. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, when it comes to ethical billionaires, Amazon exploits. I told you they got a program with actually, I don't know if I mentioned that.
They got government contracts. With,
yes, so they actually have a lot of visually impaired employees because they work with the School for the Blind or like a foundation for the blind where they get to give them specific jobs being visually impaired, and they also get to like subsidize some of their money if they don't want to go on full disability, whatever the case may be. So they exploit that. I don't know that to be true of like Fenty or anything like that. So when it comes to like, is Fenty or is Rihanna an ethical billionaire? I would usually lean on the right of saying she is, because I don't hear of any of those things. She's not exploiting anybody, whatever the case may be.
Well, not knowingly exploiting them, because.
I feel like it would have come out though. I feel like it would have come out by now.
Like, I mean, it's definitely somewhere in there, because when it comes to manufacturing, there has to be some type of exploitation. There's absolutely no way that's not the case here.
I mean, just because I don't like that as an argument of, oh, even though we can't find it, there must be something there. I don't think that's not the world we live in. Like, if there was something going on, it would have come out. There's no way we wouldn't have not heard about it yet if it was happening. The only thing I can say that they do talk about that I have heard is about the fact that you can't just buy Fenty, Savage X Fenty. You have to be subscribed. So kind of like how like Fabletics and Shoe Dazzle and a lot of these other companies used to exist, where you pay a monthly subscription, but the subscription is basically like a guarantee of a certain amount of products. And
oh, by the way, off topic. Fenty products are sold at Target.
Yeah, but you don't have to go to Target to buy it. I could buy it at Sephora. I don't have to buy it at Target.
True, I mean, but you're going to another company. I mean, unfortunately, we got shitty choices in capitalism. So
I mean, no, but I'm just saying, like, you bringing that up, like that's a gotcha, and it's like
no, it's not a gotcha. I'm just saying, like, I don't see anything ethical there. I'm just saying.
You don't think it? I mean, but it being sold in Target doesn't necessarily mean that she put it there. You know that Target has buyers, and Target will buy a certain amount and sell them. Like, that's the difference between doing a partnership with a company like Target versus your stuff being available at Target. Target has same thing with Macy's, same thing with Bloomingdale, same thing with all of these. They have what's called buyers. These buyers will do their research on things that sell well, and then they will buy them for the store and then sell them and recoup their bread at the end.
Yeah, Fenty also has a partnership with Target too.
What Target? What partnership they got with Target?
Ultra Beauty. Through Ultra Beauty. Excuse me.
Through Ulta?
Yeah.
Okay, so again, that's not a partnership. Ulta is at Target, and Ulta buys Fenty stuff and sells it. That's not a partnership.
Well, yes. Well, Fenty partners with Target through retailers in store. Ulta Beauty at Target. Who owns?
So Ulta is the buyer who bought the Fenty stuff and recoups their money through Target.
But who's above Target? Who's above Ulta? Or is Ulta independent, or is it under Target?
Ulta is independent. So Ulta and Target have a partnership together.
Okay.
And Ulta buys Fenty products to sell. So Fenty does not pen a contract with Target to be there.
But it's basically like a joint venture, so you're basically partnering.
It's not a joint venture.
It is.
If I make these pins and somebody buys 1,000 of these from me and then sets up a shop somewhere, I don't have a partnership with that shop.
Yeah, like Ulta would have a partnership with Target, and then Fenty would have a partnership with Target as well.
No, they do not. It's not. Fenty does not have a partnership with Target. You just read it. Ulta.
It's independent. I just looked it up. They have a partnership.
Does Fenty have a partnership with Target? They have a part. You can purchase their products through the Ulta Beauty at Target.
So, but there's 3 different.
It's going through Ulta. It goes through Ulta.
But yes.
Without Ulta being there.
Yeah, without Ulta, they could have.
It would not be there. Target did not buy it. That's the whole point. Because Ulta, it's like how Finish Line is in Macy's. Finish Line, as the sneaker brand, operates inside of Macy's. Mm-hmm. But the sneaker brands that Finish Line sells, they do not have a partnership with Macy's.
The business arrangement among Fenty, Ulta Beauty, and Target operates as a tri-party commercial distribution chain built on a shop-in-shop concession model rather than a single joint venture. It is a combination.
Rather than a single joint venture, which is what Jay-Z did. It's not the same.
Yes, it's a joint venture because he's the independent body. He will be Ulta in this case.
Exactly. So Rihanna, Fenty is just along for the ride because they just want to be sold wherever they can be sold.
So they're not ethical.
So I don't have to go through. I can go to a regular Ulta that's not inside of a Target and buy my Fenty. I can go to Sephora and buy my Fenty. I can go to Nordstrom and buy my. I can go anywhere other than Target to buy Fenty. Niggas could not go anywhere other than Target to buy the vinyl album.
No, the pop-up. You could buy the pop-up. You could buy the vinyls online instead of going to Target.
Where?
On the website in the pop-up shop. You can you could buy the vinyl.
Get on my fucking nerves.
Like I'm literally hold on.
Now you about to get on my nerves. This is about to be the 3rd time you wrong today. I do not see no white vinyl on
But I
here.
said, I didn't say white vinyl. I said his vinyls are being sold at Target. That's what I said. His vinyls.
So you moved the goalpost?
No. I didn't move the goalpost. I said his vinyls are being sold at the pop-ups and on the site.
The one at Target was a specific white vinyl that you cannot get anywhere else. It was an exclusive at Target. And that white vinyl is nowhere on this merch list. So you couldn't even get it.
You can get it. Come on, let me show you.
Where? This is the full merch list. How you gonna argue with me and I'm looking at it? How are you arguing with me and I'm looking at it? There's no white. There is a crate of vinyls.
They sell vinyls. That's the point I made.
The one that they sell at Target, they don't sell there.
That's the point I'm making. I'll say they don't have to go to Target. They can go to the pop-up and get the vinyl from there. They don't need the white vinyl joint.
You and your line of logic, I need you to make, I wish I had a whiteboard to write this down. The whole point about the Target issue is that he sold something at Target that you can only get at Target.
What was it? What album was it?
Reasonable doubt. It was white.
Okay, reasonable doubt. Vinyls are being sold through the pop-up and the website.
But again, the one he's selling at Target is a white vinyl that you can only get at Target. Can you get the white vinyl on there? Can you get the white vinyl that was at Target on there?
No, but I can.
So again, you can't go nowhere but to Target to get this white vinyl. It's not the same as Fenty, where you could go to at least 8 or 9 different places that is not Target to get it.
Yes, you can. You can go through Amazon. You can go through.
Pull up the white vinyl on Amazon. Pull up the white vinyl of Reasonable Doubt on Amazon. Because I don't know what's not clicking. I don't know what's not clicking.
I mean, you're not getting what I'm saying. That's the thing.
No, you're arguing something that nobody is talking about.
What do you mean nobody's talking about? The topic is vinyls. I'm saying
No. The topic is the specific vinyl that he sold at Target.
It's on Amazon.
For $81?
It's high demand.
Only 2 left. So this is somebody reselling it. This is not him selling it. So somebody bought it at Target. Fast lane shipping. Yes, fast lane shipping bought it on Target at Target and then put it on Amazon. He didn't put it there.
Okay.
So again,
it's being resold. That's fine.
You can only get it as it pertains to him from Target. That was how it was exclusive to Target.
And what I'm saying is,
it was unnecessary for him. What I'm saying is if he wanted to sell an exclusive white vinyl, he could have sold it on his website. He could have sold it at the pop-up. He could have sold it at the library. He could have sold it anywhere other than Target.
Agreed. We don't know how much he's making off of that. That's not publicly disclosed. All I'm saying is, people don't have to get the white vinyl. Like I said, they could go get a Reasonable Doubt vinyl.
But who is not gonna want to get an exclusive?
It doesn't fucking matter. It's Reasonable Doubt. People gonna buy it no matter what. They have options to buy it. That's the whole point. That's the point you made about Fenty. That's the point I'm making about Reasonable Doubt. I could get a vinyl from literally anywhere outside of Target. That's why it's not deep. That's why it's not that deep.
But that's the whole point, though. He made it exclusive to, if you want this, you have to come to Target. And that's the point that you keep skipping over.
I'm not skipping
There's no reason for him to have said, if you want this one-of-a-kind thing, come to the one place that has disrespected you. That's the whole point. The whole point is Target has disrespected people. Black people in specifics. And he made it so that his target audience, which is black people who would want to have this exclusive thing because they are such big fans of his, and he made it so that if you want this exclusive thing because you're such a fan of mine, you have to come to this place that disrespected you. That's the argument. So to deflect and start talking about Twitter and everybody else is ridiculous, where people are holding you accountable for the choice that you made in the name of black capitalism. That's the point. So to say that that is a point that is not that deep,
it's not that deep.
Then you just sound like a fan.
And I've established I'm a Nas fan.
Nice.
And I've acknowledged that they're capitalists. I said that. I literally said that. And I brought up 50 Cent.
To deflect.
But it brings to the broader point that black capitalism is not saving black people. That's all I'm saying.
I forgot what they say, what kind of argument that is. The something. Pose the what the hell is that called? Damn, what is that argument called? I just learned about that too. Pause the month.
What? Am I Haven?
No, that's not what it is. Let me see. Argument. or bias, I think it is. Is it an argument? Oh, the Martin Bailey fallacy. So yeah, so you have that's a Martin Bailey fallacy. Because you're trying to change.
I'm not changing anything.
You are.
I'm not.
You are. Because nobody said anything about black capitalism.
But that's the.
But you're making that your Bailey, when the Mott is something else that you can't defend because it's not.
What am I not defending? I literally said Jay-Z is a capitalist. That's what I said, and I agree.
You are trying to defend his deflection.
I'm not defending his deflection.
By saying he's a black capitalist. And it's like, we're not arguing him being a capitalist. We're arguing him deflecting when we want to know why he had to go to Target.
And I'm saying...
And rather than tell us why he wanted to be at Target so fucking bad, we've allowed him to rap about everybody else and point the fingers and say, look over there.
But you're being dismissive of the point he made, though. You are. You're dismissing the fact about ICE.
Because we're not. When anybody bring up fucking ICE, we're talking about you, nigga. We not talking. We could talk about ICE after you explain why you were at Target. Sure, put that on the list. Add that to the meeting minutes. But we need to get an answer for why you decided to be at Target first, and then we could move on to ICE. But we're not just going to skip past doing what he did.
I mean, nobody's skipping past anything because I'm basically.
He sure tried to.
I mean, he didn't skip past anything. He's J fucking Z. Like.
Yeah, well.
But all in all.
And I really can't believe niggas sat here and argued this for 90 fucking minutes.
Nah, because you bugging. You are bugging. Like, you can't dismiss like what he's rapping about. I'm just saying.
This will fuck around and be my first clip that I ever clip.
Okay.
And put out there. And I want it to be known. Am I wilding?
I don't care how I look about it because I know what my point is.
Do you?
Yes. If you have an issue with capitalism, you should have an issue with these other major tech companies. That's the whole point he's making.
It's not about, again, the argument is not against capitalism. It's about social responsibility. You have a social cultural responsibility to your people to not do an exclusive at the one store we're not. Why he didn't go to Walmart? Why did it have to be Target?
Why would he go to Walmart?
People buy albums from Walmart.
Walmart ain't shit either, though. If anything, Walmart be fucking. Walmart
wasn't on that list of people who got rid of their DEI. Now were they?
Hold on, let me double check right now. They rolled back the DEI initiatives. They said Walmart has significantly rolled back its formal diversity, equity, inclusion initiatives. The detail eliminated the DEI acronym, discontinued racial equity training, stopped considering race, gender, and supply contracts, ended participation in the Human Rights Campaign Index, and limited some LGBTQ online merchandise. And then it says the retailer shifted its primary focus to broad belonging programs. Walmart's core workplace and inclusion efforts now include associate resource groups, employee-led networks designed to build community, foster networking, and support engagement. But yeah, you get the whole point about that.
So I'm trying to think who else is another major retailer that he could have did it with.
All of them ain't shit is the point. All of them ain't shit. That's the main point of it. Does it absolve Jay-Z? No. But that's the reality we're living in.
What?
These companies ain't for you. Like, at all. No matter if they do DEI initiatives or anything, they're not for you.
That's what we going with now?
Yeah, they're not for you.
Oh, brother. I can't believe we really sat here and argued this for this whole time. That is nuts. I don't even remember what else I wanted to talk about.
I mean, that was my intent in all this too, so.
I don't remember what. Damn, that's crazy. Well, I guess we'll be back next week. Again, like I said, I got to get better at, I don't know what's going on with the audio. I'm definitely going to have to check it out on this. I have a feeling like the audio was messed up again today. But I'll figure something out.
Compared to the last time.
You know, I think it is too, but I don't necessarily hear myself in the headphones, or maybe I do and I just can't tell.
No,
I don't know.
Like I hear myself, but it's like literally zero reverb.
Oh,
yeah. All I just hear is like the air, and that's it.
So yeah, I don't know. I'll figure it out, but yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out what I'm gonna do as far as like clips and stuff. But yeah, anything else you want to be wrong about today?
I mean, I was right about some things, and I agree with you on some things. I'll take being wrong on certain things that I said, but there's other things that I know that I'm right about, and I'm not gonna budge on that. I'm just saying.
You think you're right?
No, I know I'm right. Like I know I'm right about it, but I can accept I'm wrong in certain arguments in this conversation. I'll accept it.
So nothing else.
Fuck Target.
Oh, brother. And on that note, I'll holler.
Peace.